You can take your representation and shove it right up your lazy. Hello, fellow actors. I have an interesting story to share with you today about firing my agent. I think it's an important thing to talk about because there are so many more actors than there are agents out there. And because of that, sometimes it makes it feel like if you get an agent to represent you, you have to hold on to them. Finding an agent to represent you is the equivalent of Charlie finding a golden ticket in his Wonka bar. So then why on earth would this crazy actress fire her agent? Gather round, children, let me tell you a story. About 10 months ago, I secured representation in the Los Angeles market. This was my first representation in California. However, it was not my first time being represented by an agency. So I did know what was expected of me as the talent, and in turn, I also knew what I expected from them as my agent. My new agent reached out to me right away, asking for headshots, demo reel, resume, etc. And I was super prompt in returning her emails because, of course, I wanted to get the ball rolling. As the email asked of me, I updated my LA casting and Actors Access profiles that day with my new representation, and then I waited for those wonderful, juicy auditions that actors that don't have agents that get the breakdowns don't get to see. I didn't get any auditions from her the first month. Now, if you don't get any auditions, this does not necessarily mean that your agent isn't submitting you. It could be something else entirely. Luckily, I had booked a spec pilot myself, so I was able to keep in contact with her, updated my resume, and sent it over. She responded with a very short but polite, "Hey, looks great, thanks for keeping me in the loop." Everything's good so far. A second month goes by, no auditions. But again, always assume that your agent is trying. Casting directors can receive sometimes tens of thousands of auditions for that first role, and they have to narrow it down. So sometimes it's a struggle just to get into that first audition. So no audition doesn't necessarily mean that your agent is to blame. So this time I reached out to her with a little bit of a different approach. "Hey so-and-so, it's Patricia Holly. Thank you so much for adding me to your roster once again. I know we're gonna make an awesome team. I noticed these first couple months I wasn't getting any auditions, and I was wondering if you thought it might be due to my materials. If I need updated headshots or clips after you go through them, please let me know and I'll work on getting them updated right away. Thanks so much." She responded, I think something to the tune of, "Hey, thanks for reaching out. I'll definitely take a look and get back in touch." Sweet, thank you. Another month goes by. Crickets. Now I'm starting to get a little concerned. I write to her again. "I didn't hear back from you last month and I know you're super busy. I was thinking maybe we could schedule a time next week to go over these materials together. I'm completely free next week, so whatever works for you works for me. Thanks, Patricia Holly." She responded, "Hey, so good to hear from you. Yes, this month has been completely crazy. Let me check my calendar and I'll give you a call." She never called. So I took it upon myself to get new headshots. I met with a really talented photographer in Los Angeles. Her name is Marie Buck. We went over different types that I can play and compared them with the shots that I already had to fill in the gaps of what I needed next. Armed with these new headshots, I had a reason to reach back out to my agent. "Hey there, just wanted to let you know that I got some new headshots taken. I've already added them to my Actors Access and LA casting profiles, so hopefully when you're submitting me, this makes my profile a little more competitive. Take a look, let me know what you think." She responds, "Cool, thanks, these are great." Another 2 months goes by. Nothing. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, I was super frustrated. I felt like I was being very communicative and I was just getting nothing back from this agent, who 4 months ago I was so excited to have. I then had the idea that maybe the issue was that I wasn't being assertive enough. I sent her a new email with a little bit more urgency. "Hey so-and-so, I know that you're really busy right now, but I was just looking over my materials and I'm a little worried that they're not working for me. Can we schedule a call tomorrow on Saturday? It shouldn't take longer than 30 minutes. She responds, asking me to give her a call between 1 and 2 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I called her around 1:50 p.m. and she didn't answer. No problem, I left her a voicemail and I followed up with an email. "Hey, tried giving you a call. Can you give me a call back when you get a chance? Thanks." I didn't get an email or a call back on Saturday. So I tried her again on Sunday. Hey, do you have a chance to talk today? I really want to go over my profile together to make sure my materials are as competitive as possible. I get an email back on Monday, and here's what it says. Hi Patricia, I don't work on Sundays and I only take calls between 1 and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. I was already on a call when you tried calling me. Please try again next Saturday. No, that is not acceptable. We as actors are constantly told how available we need to be, and rightfully so. The business moves fast. It could be 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, and you could get an email with a casting. If you don't respond to it within 30 minutes, your agent will be on the phone frantically asking you, why aren't you checking your emails? This casting is due at 4 p.m. Are you available? If actors are expected to be available at the drop of a hat, our agents need to hold themselves to that same standard. Your agent should be working for you as hard as they can, whenever they can. Any job title that has the word agent in it is not a 9 to 5. Imagine if you were trying to buy a house and you find a real estate agent and you say, hey, I found this property, I'd really like to view it tonight at 6 p.m. Yeah, I only work till 5. How about tomorrow at 2? No, you wouldn't put up with that. You would find a new real estate agent. You would find a new real estate agent because you know that there are houses and duplexes and condos that are perfect for you that are being swiped up by other people because your real estate agent doesn't want to do their job. So I reached out to the owner of that agency. And before I tell you guys what I did say, all of that word vomiting that I just did, you're not gonna see it in my email. Actors are very emotional creatures, but sometimes it behooves you to water yourself down just a little bit when you're talking in a professional setting. We don't want to burn any bridges. There's a right way to fire your agent, and there is a wrong way to fire your agent. Just for fun, let's look at the wrong way. Yeah, you listen here, Mr. Agency Head. Your agent over there, piece of crap. I would rather have the gum on my shoe represent me than you guys, so I'm leaving your agency. Oh, and by the way, I left you a 1-star Google review. You can take your representation and shove it right up your lazy. All right, now that we got that out of our system. That was actually kind of fun, but I would never ever say that. Now that that's out of our system, here's actually how I handled it. Hey, so-and-so. So I've given this a lot of thought, and unfortunately I am making the decision to leave your agency. I've been with you guys for about 8 months now, and it's just not working out. I've been really proactive and tried to reach out to my agent on multiple occasions to build a nice working relationship, but we just aren't clicking and connecting in the way that I hoped that we would. I'm very serious about my acting career, and I need an agent that's willing to work as hard for me as I am for them. I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to work for your agency, but at this time, I think it would be best if we parted ways. And there we go. So no, it was not as fun to listen to as my first go around, but I kept a bridge intact with that agency, and I got to release myself from the frustrations of dealing with an agent that just wasn't working for me. And why do we leave those bridges fully intact? Because this is what happened the following day. Hi Patricia, I'm very sorry to hear that your experience with so-and-so wasn't a positive one. Give us an opportunity to make this right. I've assigned you a new agent. His name is Ben, and he's our most veteran agent here at blank agency. I have a feeling that you're going to have a very different experience working with him as your rep. I accepted, and Ben immediately reached out to me asking to schedule a phone call the next day. We spoke for 3 hours about my professional goals, my relationships, my backstory. He was heaven sent. Guys, this agent is now my favorite agent. He's responsive to my questions, even if it's 9 o'clock at night. We follow each other on social media, and he always gives me words of encouragement and keeps me going. It's the perfect working relationship, and he has already gotten me 3 auditions. So, the moral of this story, if you think that having bad representation is better than having no representation at all, you could be stopping yourself from finding your Ben. And we all deserve a Ben. So, yeah, firing my agent was the best thing I ever did. That's all for this video. I'll see you next time.
I had to test you, Charlie, and you passed the test.